ka bang napapansin sa iyong mga kapaligiran? Kay dumi na ng hangin, pati na ng mga ilog natin. Hindi na masama ang pagunlad at malayo-layo na rin ang ating narating. Ngunit masdan mo ang tubig sa dagat, dating kulay asul, ngayon'y naging itim. Ang mga duming ating ikinalat sa hangin, sa langit huwag nating paabutin. Upang kung tayo'y pumanaw man na sariwang hangin, sa langit natin matitikman. Meron lang akong isang hiling, sa aking pagpanaw sana ay tag-ulan. Gitara ko ay aking dadalhin, upang sa ulap na lang tayo magkantahan. Ang mga batang ngayon lang isinilang, may hangin pa kayang matitigman. May mga puno pa kaya silang aakyatin, may mga ilog pa kayang lalangoyan. Bakit hindi natin pag-isipan ang mga nangyayari sa ating kapaligiran? Hindi na masama ang pagulat kung hindi nakakasira ng kalikasan. Hindi na nga makakaya kasi parang sa panaginip ko magpupuklog-puklog lahat ang isip-isang pananaw sa pagsagip ng aking kalikasan. Kailan mo ka natin at papanilaw ko ito ang dapat na masayang. Wala ka bang napapansin sa iyong mga kapaligiran? Love you! Woo! Okay. Ay, kami po ang emoticons to cover up. Masdan mo ang kapaligiran by Asin.
Yeah!
Tama na siya.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, go!
Sabay! Emoticons! Ka bang napapansin sa iyong mga kapaligiran? Kay dumi na ng hangin, pati na ng mga ilog natin. Hindi na masama ang pagunlad at malayo-layo na rin ang ating narating. Ngunit masdan mo ang tubig sa dagat, dating kulay asul, ngayon'y naging itim. Ang mga duming ating ikinalat sa hangin, sa langit huwag nating paabutin. Upang kung tayo'y pumanaw man sa sariwang hangin, sa langit natin matitikman. Meron lang akong isang sa aking pagpanaw, sana ay tag-ulan. Gitara ko ay aking dadalhin upang sa ulap na lang tayo magkantahan. Ang mga batang ngayon lang isinilang, may hangin pa kayang matitikman. May mga puno pa kaya silang aakyatin, may mga ilog pa kayang lalangan. Bakit hindi natin pag-isipan ang mga nangyayari sa ating kapaligiran? Hindi na masama ang pagulat kung hindi nakakasira ng kalikasan. Hindi na nga makakaya kasi parang sa panaginip kung magbubuklod-buklod lahat ng isip, isang pananaw sa pagsagip ng aking kalikasan. Kaya manlupa na hindi matagpakan ng buhay pa ang dapat na masaya. Wala ka bang napapansin sa iyong mga kapaligiran? Love you! Woo!
Welcome to AKSYON KALIKASAN TV. Ayan, nandito tayo sa bahay natin. Siyempre dito tayo nag-livestream kasi medyo busy ang VG8 Radio. Pero magbabalik dito tayo after December and January. We will be going back to VG8 Radio. Siyempre, kapag pa rin natin ang napakagaling multi-awarded at siyempre palagi nakikita sa TV na si Pastor Daniel Gonzalez. But right now, we're on episode 4 of AKSYON KALIKASAN TV. And last December 8, we have just concluded yung series para sa kalikasan. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng sumuporta sa atin. Siyempre, andyan sa ang Green Convergence, andyan ang Solution Permaculture, ang Outland Tubig ng NMDA, NWRB at NWSS. At siyempre, andyan din mga artist na makagaling na artist nating nakasama. Siyempre, ang World Green Council at Based Learning na meron silang event sa March 2020. Abangan niyan ang S1 Manila. Kapag mga kaibigan, we need to act now because, ladies and gentlemen, we only have 10 years. At ito yung nangyari. Ito yung 10 years na nangyari noong December 8. Manawar naman ito.
Abal sa abal. Okay?
Ayan.
Lima taas.
Ako ba?
Kasya, dahan-dahan ka. Kasi kaya ng stool.
Mabumaksak ka. Okay.
Okay, let's go. Compress.
Compress. Kasya.
Okay, come on. Okay. In solidarity on the 10 years. 5 kamay, gano'n. 10 years na lang eh. Paalala natin.
Yan, siyempre nga, 10 years na lang. So, salamat sa nakumuha ng video. Siyempre, ang kapartner natin, whatsappfilipinas.com. Ni pambansang vlogger Ross Flores del Rosario. Yan mga kaibigan. We have 10 years left before the inevitable happen. And we're very sorry kasi nga, COP25 has been a failure. There is not much na naging nangyari sa negotiation. Kaya we're trying to continue this live at AKSYON KALIKASAN TV because guys, we need your help to make this happen. Next episode on next Thursday, dito muna tayo hanggang second week ng January, we will show you the highlights of Phoenix para sa kalikasan, especially the talks that we have managed to do during the event. And thank you to our watchers. Remember guys, you can send in your messages, you can type in questions and reports, anything that you have concern about the environment in your area. And also we are inviting you to join AKSYON KALIKASAN Green Party of the Philippines. The physical website is www.greenparty.ph. We need to take an action now. We need to stand for the environment because we only have 10 years na lang before the inevitable happen, ladies and gentlemen. Later on the show on AKSYON KALIKASAN TV, may mga ibabalita kami sa inyo, mga environmental news na napakaganda at siyempre ipapakita rin namin sa inyo yung napakagandang speech ni Greta Thunberg dun sa UN Climate Summit na nangyari sa Madrid, the COP25. Failure man, pero sana tayo ganyan panawagan ni Greta Thunberg. And really, ladies and gentlemen, ito muna, isa sa performance ng Phoenix para sa kalikasan na kaibigan. Isa sa sumuporta sa event natin, si kasamang Jim Paredes. Andyan siya, he attended the event, he talked about media and climate action. And then he sung one of the famous songs of the Uprising Society na sarili na kumanta. Ito yung Batang-Bata. Batang-bata ka pa at akala mo na alam mo na ang lahat ng kailangan malaman sa mundo. Diba? Pero ito guys, panoorin natin at damdamin naman sa si kasamang Jim Paredes na sinatala ng hinig para sa kalikasan. Ang kanta na ito. Ito yung video natin. kaibigan, siyempre, si Mr. Jim Paredes. Hindi ko alam, may sound sa ba? May sound ba? Yan, maraming salamat sa mga sumusunod sa atin. Charlene Lahada, thank you for dropping by in our live sa AKSYON Kalikasan TV. Yan. Maganda ng kanta ni Mr. Jim Paredes na si Sombrero. Parang pag-rin. Yan, tama na. Ayan, batang bata ka pa. Maraming salamat sa pag-sumunod at pagpunta, Mr. Jim Paredes. Ito na, may kanda ko. Parang wala. Parang mahina yung sound ko. Babalik tayo ng konti. Tingnan lang. Hello. Mic test. Hello. Hindi ko alam kung stop ko ba ito. Hello. Properties natin. Yan. Mag-check tayo. Tama naman. Hello, mic. Tama naman yan. Hello. Batang bata pa at kapalan. Parang kanina yung sound ko. Hello. Dahil tayo mga kaibigan, sadali lang, kaya natin na parang narihina yung ating sound. Technical issue to. Hello, test. Hello, Mike. Hello. Parang ang dali ng pinanggagalingan ko yung bebe. Hello. Dapat i-diretso natin dito. Tingnan natin. Ito speaker to. Hello. Ano ba ito? Plus in mind. Alam mo, napakahirap mag-set up nito. Pero ito po yung mga ginagawa natin na alam mo na, pag nagla-live tayo. May sound ba? May sound. Kinig na kinig yung ano, pero yung kinig. Sarili kong boses, di ko marinig. Yan ang malapit din, di ba? Hello. Input naman tayo. Output. Wala tayo output. Hello. Testing muna tayo habang meron tayong technical difficulties. Tingnan natin kung paano lalakas ang ating sound. Hello. Bakit mahina yung sound ko? Hindi ko mag-get. Hello. Ganito na talaga ang buhay pagkat ikaw ay bata. Wala pang malalaman. Bakit ganun? Wala akong sound. property. Advanced audio property. Volume. Hello, hello, hello. Monitor off. Monitor. Ano static? Hello, hello, hello. Grabe, technical problem to. Okay naman to. Hello, hello, Mike. Mike, may pumapalo na. Kaya na ba, naayos natin, hindi natin alam kung anong problema. May audio input naman tayo. Test Mike, ayan o, nakapalo naman po mga kaibigan. Property. Microphone, HD Vulcan, C310.
Hello, Mike. Hello. Audio input ka. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, Mike. Tingnan natin kung maririnig tayo gamit ng camera. Hello? Hello, Mike. Hello. Audio input ka. Hello. Ayan. Ginamit natin yung camera. Mas okay pa yung camera. Yan. Yan ang gamitin natin. Hello, hello. Yan, bumalik na tayo mga kaibigan. Ayan, binaba natin yung camera kasi binaba natin yung speaker kasi yan. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Ayan, naayos natin yung problema. Hello? Hello, Mike. Hello. Ayan. Ginamit natin yung camera. Mas okay pa yung camera. Yan. Yan ang gamitin natin. Yan, talaga pong ganyan pag nag-uumpisa. Doble-doble ang ating sound. Nagbabalik na tayo. Sa wakas, may sound na tayo mga kaibigan. At gaya na sila sabi ko kanina, salamat kay kasamang Jim Paredes sapagkat nagkaroon tayo ng pagkakataon na maimbitahan siya, binaunlakan niya tayo. So, yun talagang napakalaking tulong sa cause ng AKSYON Kalikasan. Guys, pasensya na kung kanina, tagal natin nag-ayos dito. Hindi ko alam anong problema, yung speaker, mukhang hindi gumagana yung mic ng headset, but eventually we're back and thank you guys sa pag-intindi. Welcome to AKSYON Kalikasan TV. This is our 4th episode and it seems we have a bit of an audio problem siguro. Talaga nangyayari yan. Makikita sa live, naka-live tayo, hindi naman natin pwedeng iputulin, no? Kasi this is a live show of AKSYON Kalikasan. Pinaghihirapan namin ito mga kaibigan. We're not being paid here. This is pure voluntary. At speaking of voluntary, nakatanggap tayo kaibigan ng sulat. Sulat mula sa ating website sa greenparty.ph. Eto, sabi niya, basahin natin ha. Ayan. Hello, I'm reaching out to let you know that a prominent artist and activist, Jan Dazoo, has released a music video entitled Try the Greens. Jan says it's only by getting more green representatives elected to all levels of government that our children have a chance of seeing what we still see of Earth. It's time to call for a green vote. This is not for personal gain. This is not a commercial venture. The song is not available for sale. Sabi niya. This is about a global movement. Namamala naman yung ating sound. We still see of Earth. It's time to call. Yan. This is about a global movement for people to come to the realization that a green vote is the best solution to the climate crisis. Yan, green vote daw ang solusyon. Green vote, green vote. Yan. Green vote is the best solution to a climate crisis, and that to take responsible action is to vote green. It's our last best chance. Sabi niya. This is about sending a wake-up call to the younger generation, opening their eyes to the existence of the Green Party, bringing the Green Party into the equation of elections. It might sound silly, but if ever this song would get on the airwaves, the idea of voting green would be out there. The green vote would be in the air. Some people within the Green Party are of the opinion that the video has the potential to go viral because of its catchy, dynamic, and fun, therefore appealing to the younger generation. And if the Try the Greens message goes viral, it will reach the ears of voters who have never voted green. It will also excite people, and again, especially the younger generation, about the hope of the green vote changing the world. So, guys, we will be posting this video on Green Philippines, AKSYON Kalikasan, and you can download the song for free and listen to it. So, sabi to, thank you for your time. Best regards, Helen Grant, Executive Assistant, Boyland Studios, New York City. And guys, ito yung Try the Greens. Medyo hip yung dating. Pero try nyo pakinggan and i-judge nyo. Pero it is a good song. It is a direct song for the environment. And hopefully, gumising tayo. It's about time that we vote green. It's about time that we do something for the environment.
We are the leader, must find a way out. What to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, try the greens. Don't screech up, give it a shit. We are the leader, must find a way out. What to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, try the greens. No, the bell, no way, where's the peace? Mr. 1 billion campaign, blah, 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 all that shit. Let's build all the old pills, ready home. Expect the works with the same liar. What to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens for you kids, for your castle. No, the bell, no way, where's the peace? Mr. 1 billion campaign, blah, 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 all that shit. SBA gold, the old still set it home. Expect the work with the same liar. What to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, for your kids, for your castle. What to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, what to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, what to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, what to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, what to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, Try the greens. Try the greens. Try the greens. We are good, use this temple. Don't you detect, they don't care about you. They just want the job, they're useless. What to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, try the greens. We are good, use this temple. Don't you detect, they don't care about you. They just want the job, they're useless. What to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, try the greens. Don't screech out, give me the shit. We are the leader, must find a way out. What to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, try the greens. Don't screech out, give me the shit. We are the leader, must find a way out. What to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, try the greens. No, the bell, no way, where's the peace? Mr. 1 billion campaign, blah, 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 all that shit. SBA, all the old pills, heading home. Expect the works with the same liar. What to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, for your kids, for your castle. No, the bell, no way, where's the peace? Mr. 1 billion campaign, blah, 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 all that shit. SBA, all the old pills, heading home. Expect the works with the same liar. What to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, for your kids, for your castle. What to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, what to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, what to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, what to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, what to do, what to do, what to do. Try the greens, Try the greens. what to do, try to win, try to win. What to do, what to do, what to do, try to win, try to win. What to do, what to do, what to do, try to win, try to win. What to do, what to do, what to do, try to win, try to win. What to do, what to do, what to do, try to win, try to win. What to do, what to do, what to do, try to win, try to win.
Ayun, nagbabalik tayo mga kaibigan. Maraming salamat. Siyempre, thank you guys. Ayan. Medyo kaiba yung kanta, no? Medyo mapapasayaw ka, tapos mapapainda ka ng konti, no? Natawa siya. Ran, I love you. Thank you sa panonood. Yan, siyempre nanonood sa aking mahal na asawa. Yan. Thank you. We're trying our best to... Hindi na lumamig. Pag uminom ako ng sesto dito, baka sabihin hindi ako makakalikasan, no? Nag-movie na lang tayo. Nag-host po tayo ng Aksyon Kalikasan TV at siyempre, kailangan pa rin natin kumain ng mga chocolate. Alam mo kasi guys, paano ko ba sasabihin dito? Kailangan kasi talaga may governance dito na like we have to change the way that goods are packaged. We have to change a lot of things for this to work out, di ba? Kailangan talaga isang batas yan. Kasi otherwise, yung segregation, yung kung ano-ano mga bagay na yan, hindi yan susundin ng mga tao. Kasi ano matitigas ang unang mga Pilipino, no? Dapat pala today sa episode 4, guest dapat natin si Tony Lavinia. Siya ang, dapat guest natin siya. Yan. So, nag-attend siya ng COP25, kaya lang, unfortunately, since we are testing our new setup today, we will try to invite him on a later date and then talk about not only the results of COP25, but also about the current state of the environment. So, yun, no? So, guys, ano ba tayo? Patugtog tayo ng konti? O ano? Matatabunan yung ano. Pero yan, guys, no? Next time, iimbitahan natin siya dito para makasama natin. Okay. Kaya pa ng tugtog eh. Meron natang music dito. Baka kasi mapigilan ni Facebook ang ating pagpapatugtog. Text. Scene. Where na? Mahirap yan. Patugtogin na yan, no? So, kaibigan, mga balita naman tayo. Ito, mga bali-balita. Ayan. Sabi, natin balita, basahin natin ito mga kaibigan. Fossil fuel firms could be sued or climate change. Ay, ito sa nangyari sa COP25, no? Pinasenta ng ating Philippine government. Filipino Human Rights Committee finds the world's biggest of all companies have legal and moral responsibilities to act. As Greta Thunberg says, children's rights are being violated. Ayan. The world's most polluting companies could be sued for their contribution to global warming. A major human rights inquiry has found in what has been described as a landmark victory for climate justice. Ayan. The head of a Philippine Commission on Human Rights panel, which has been investigating climate change for 3 years, revealed its conclusion on Monday, the last week, that major fossil fuel firms may be held legally responsible for the impacts of their carbon emissions. The announcement was made by Commissioner Roberto Cadiz during COP25 International Climate Talks in Madrid, which have seen a growing focus on human rights issues. Ayan. So mga kaibigan, no, pwedeng idemanda yung mga kumpanya na yan na nagpo-fossil fuel dyan, yung mga coal-fired power plant, kasi nasisira yung ating nababiolate yung ating right to living, no? Yung karapatan natin mabuhay na maayos yung kahanginan, walang pollution na yan. So, yun. Pwede na silang mademanda ngayon, no? Ito naman, mapagandang balita, magandang news to. Kasi talaga namang, sabi nga ng emoticons, wala ka bang napapansin sa ating kapaligiran? Madumi na ang hangin. Yun, ito. So guys, kung meron mong gustong mag-phone in, no, pwede nating tawagan kasi meron na tayong kakayahan na tumawag itetest din natin yan dito sa test broadcast ng AKSYON Kalikasan TV. Yan, may test broadcast ba tayo, ha? Test. Anong test? Test broadcast. Yan. Pwede natin tawagan at tanungin, no? Kung ano nga ba ang nangyayari, no? Kaya lang, mukhang walang online. Tanungin natin kung sino pwede tawagan dito sa AKSYON Kalikasan. So, isang balita, napakagandang balita, kaibigan. Occidental Mindoro bans coal-fired power plants. Ayan, bawal na sa Occidental Mindoro itong mga coal-fired power plants. In a move to protect the environment, the Occidental Mindoro Provincial Board, presided by Vice Governor Peter Alfaro, approved last December 5 an ordinance banning coal-fired power plants. Bawal ka na dyan sa Occidental Mindoro. According to a statement issued by the provincial government, the board said that they were choosing clean air and growth instead of suffering in the near future. World poverty by natural gas would be healthier than a world powered by coal, but healthier still would be a world powered by renewables, the ordinance said. The development of cleaner fuels requires taking serious measures to educate the severity of its urban air quality issues and considerations on the importance of transitioning to renewable sources of energy. Unless, under the ordinance, the provincial government would ban the installation of any coal power plant in Occidental Mindoro and would also regulate fossil fuels. Walang baka natin. Nako, napakagaling. Napakaganda po mga kaibigan. O yan, ha? Salamat. Galing. Saludo lang sa inyo, Occidental Mindoro. Sana tularan kayo ng iba pang. Nako, LGU. Napakagaling mga kaibigan. Eto ba, balita pa rin mga kaibigan. Bago tayo umunta sa balita ng COP25, no? Brood declares support for Green Party of the Philippines. Ayan. As part of its environmental agenda, Brotherhood of Destiny Brood declares its support for AKSYON Kalikasan Green Party of the Philippines. The National Council member of the organization was also elected as member of the party's National Council and is also chosen to be the party's spokesperson. The organization is also encouraging others to join the party. This coming May 1 to 3, 2020, there will be a 12th brood camp to be held at Cabangan, Zambales. The site of the camp will be the first ever green commune in the Philippines by AKSYON Kalikasan Chairperson Hilary Padspangan. Brood also looks forward to supporting the registration of the party by fielding its members to be conveners of the party for various chapters. Ayan! So, Brood, maraming salamat sa pagsuporta sa Green Party. Para ako yun, ha? Yan, ako po yung nasa Secretary General ng Brotherhood of Destiny at we are fully supportive of the Green Party of the Philippines. Meron ka sinasabi, bakit ba ito importante itong pagiging green political party, no? Kasi bakit kailangan pang magrehistro sa COMELEC? Ano bang magagawa niyang re-registration na yan sa COMELEC, no? Hindi natin alam kung may saysay ba yan, ano ba yung pwedeng mangyari. Try nating kausapin. Meron tayong kasama dito na subukan natin kausapin kung ano ba yung pananaw niya dito sa issue na to sa COMELEC. Try natin mga kaibigan na kausapin maya-mayang konti, no? Yan. Try natin. Tawagan. Yan, nakaset up na tayo. Titingnan natin kung matatawagan natin kung importante ba itong Green Philippines AKSYON Kalikasan na to. Bakit kailangang maging partido, no? Yan, kinakausap natin. Nabalikan natin maya-maya. Ayun, tingnan natin kung matatawagan natin. Ayan, tatawagan natin mga kaibigan si kasamang Kanoel, no? Tatawagan natin mga kaibigan. Ayan, tatawagan natin si kasamang Kanoel. Kasama na, Kanoel. Try natin kung matatawagan natin. Ito po, tawagan natin. Ang tinatawagan natin mga kaibigan, si Emmanuel Ican Astillero, Board of Directors ng Green Party of the Philippines. Kamusta, Kanoel? Magandang abuti naman po. Kamusta po kayo? Yan. Naka-live kayo ha. Kita yung mukha nyo. Ayan. Masyadong close up si Kanoel ha. Ayan. Ayan. Live po kayo. Kita kayo sa palabas. Ayan. Pati yung tenga nyo. Makikita. Ayan. Ano muna natin. Sandali lang ha. Ayan. Ayan. Ano ba to? Video ni Kanoel. Ayan. Hello. Hello. Ayan, ayan, si Kanoel, ayan, nakikita yung ano, live. Ayan, Kanoel, may ano ka ba? Ano ba, bakit ba kailangang mag-register tayo sa COMELEC, yung Green Party of the Philippines? Bakit? Bakit tayo kailangan mag-register sa COMELEC? Ano, wala. Ano, Kanoel, ayan. Hello? Oh. Bakit? Bakit naman ho? Dali lang ha, tinitingnan ko, baka parang wala tayong sound eh. Hello, hello, hello. Dali lang ha. Ganun po, ganun nga po. Ah,
Pagka nasa politika na tayo, pwede tayo manalo, pwede rin tayo matalo. Kung manalo tayo, di meron tayong boses sa gobyerno.
hindi po ba mahirap yung politika, Kanoel? Napakahirap yan eh.
Paano?
Mahirap yung politika. Marami namamatay.
Bakit? Hindi naman tayo magbabarila sa politika eh. Salitan lang yan.
May namamaril, di ba? Marami na environmental workers pinatay.
Talagang ganyan. May kailangan tapangan natin. Kung hindi tayo papasok sa ganyan, wala namang papasok sa atin.
May point yun, no? Kung talagang ganun talaga, no?
Ang politika kasi ay yan ang vehicle for shaping or creating public opinion. The other way is to go to the movies. Kaya marami mga movie star na sa politika.
Pag-artista yata, nananalo agad.
Ikaw, pwede kang mag-artista.
Alam ko,
Paano kami?
matanda na, di na pwedeng mag-artista. Ano bang status ng Green Party of the Philippines? Ano nang status niyang registration? May mga...
alam mo, hindi pa tayo pumupunta sa COMELEC para magpa-register. Hindi pa.
Pero marami na...
Ko,
May mga representative na tayo.
Papatakbo nito.
Pero malapit na.
Ewan ko, sino yung nagpapatakbo niya? Meron daw tayong mga lawyers, etc.
Kailangan natin ang suporta ng taong bayan.
Ibitahan daw ang COMELEC sa meeting natin. Kailan ba yun?
Kailangan natin ang suporta ng taong bayan. Manawagan ka, Noel, na suportahan tayo ng mga taong bayan. Yung mga gustong mag-volunteer, sumali sa atin. Ayan, live ka ngayon, live. Manawagan ka sa mga nakikinig sa atin.
Ang punto rito, kailangan tayong mamulitika kung gusto natin na tayo ay pakinggan ng masa, ng mga tao. Kasi ano ba ang AKSYON Kalikasan na NGO? Ano ba yan? Pero kung tayo political party, ibang usapan na yan. Kailangan magpa-register na tayo sa COMELEC at mag-iingay na tayo pag-register na tayo.
Ayun, okay. Magandang usapin yan. Noel, maraming salamat sa input mo at magandang hapon sa'yo.
Sige, thank you very much, David. Salamat.
Ingat dyan, ha? Sige, bye-bye. Good luck.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sige, bye-bye.
Ayan po mga kaibigan, si Emmanuel Ican Astillero, board member, National Council member ng Green Party of the Philippines, ang AKSYON Kalikasan. Yan, sabi nga niya, kailangan na daw nating mamulitika. Kaya problema tayo dun sa feed kanina, tinetesting pa natin ang mga innovative actions na yan, no? So, yun. Kailangan talaga, kasi panahon na, puro na lang, hindi na kailangan, puro advocacy. So, ang goal dito siguro, supportahan yung mga nag-advocate, yung mga NGOs, tulungan na direkta makarating sa government na policy, sabihin natin, katukin natin yung ating mga senador, mga congressman, kung may mananalo sa ating presidente, talagang gawing policy itong environmental and green agenda, no? Ayan mga kaibigan, ano ang balita natin? Banta tayo sa COP25 News. Ayan. Ito balita, no? Sabi, UN climate talks end with few commitments and a lost opportunity. Ayun ang balita. Pero bago natin simulan yan, eto mga kaibigan, panoorin natin ano ba yung naging message, no? Mensahe ni Greta Thunberg, no, bago magsimula yung COP25, paingganin yung mabuti, ito yung mensahe niya. Gusto ko na unawain ninyo, bakit nga ba kailangan na kumilos para sa climate change issue. Ito yung speech ni Greta Thunberg.
Hi. A year and a half ago, I didn't speak to anyone unless I really had to. But then I found a reason to speak. Since then, I've given many speeches and learned that when you talk in public, you should start with something personal or emotional to get everyone's attention. Say things like, "Our house is on fire, I want you to panic," or "How dare you?" But today I will not do that, because then those phrases are all that people focus on. They don't remember the facts, the very reason why I say those things in the first place. We no longer have time to leave out the science. For about a year, I have been constantly talking about our rapidly declining carbon budgets over and over again. But since that is still being ignored, I will just keep repeating it. In Chapter 2, on page 108 in the SR 1.5 IPCC report that came out last year, it says that if we are to have a 67% chance of limiting the global temperature rise to below 1.5 degrees Celsius, we had, on January 1st, 2018, 420 gigatons of CO2 left to emit in that budget. And of course, that number is much lower today, as we emit about 42 gigatons of CO2 every year, including land use. With today's emissions levels, that remaining budget will be gone within about 8 years. These numbers aren't anyone's opinions or political views. This is the current best available science. Though many scientists suggest these figures are too moderate, these are the ones that have been accepted through the IPCC. And please note that these figures are global and therefore do not say anything about the aspect of equity, which is absolutely essential to make the Paris Agreement work on a global scale. That means that richer countries need to do their fair share and get down to real zero emissions much faster, and then help poorer countries do the same, so people in less fortunate parts of the world can raise their living standards. These numbers also don't include most feedback loops, non-linear tipping points, or additional warming hidden by toxic air pollution. Most models assume, however, that future generations will somehow be able to suck hundreds of billions of tons of CO2 out of the air with technologies that do not exist in the scale required and maybe never will. The approximate 67% chance budget is the one with the highest odds given by the IPCC. And now we have less than 340 gigatons of CO2 left to emit in that budget to share fairly. And why is it so important to stay below 1.5 degrees? Because even at 1 degree, people are dying from the climate crisis. Because that is what the United Science calls for, to avoid destabilizing the climate, so that we have the best possible chance to avoid setting off irreversible chain reactions, such as melting glaciers, polar ice, and thawing Arctic permafrost. Every fraction of a degree matters. So there it is again. This is my message. This is what I want you to focus on. So please tell me, how do you react to these numbers without feeling at least some level of panic? How do you respond to the fact that basically nothing is being done about this without feeling the slightest bit of anger? And how do you communicate this without sounding alarmist? I would really like to know. Since the Paris Agreement, global banks have invested $1.9 trillion in fossil fuels. 100 companies are responsible for 71% of global emissions. The G20 countries account for almost 80% of total emissions. The richest 10% of the world's population produce half of our CO2 emissions, while the poorest 50% account for just 1/10. We indeed have some work to do, but some more than others. Recently, a handful of rich countries pledged to reduce their emissions of greenhouse gases by so and so many percent by this or that date, or to become climate neutral or net zero in so and so many years. This may sound impressive at first glance, but even though the intentions may be good, this is not leadership. This is not leading, this is misleading. Because most of these pledges do not include aviation, shipping, and imported and exported goods in consumption. They do, however, include the possibility of countries to offset their emissions elsewhere. These pledges don't include the immediate yearly reduction rates needed for wealthy countries, which is necessary to stay within the remaining tiny budget. Zero in 2050 means nothing if high emission continues even for a few years, then the remaining budget will be gone. Without seeing the full picture, we will not solve this crisis. Finding holistic solutions is what the COP should be all about. But instead, it seems to have turned into some kind of opportunity for countries to negotiate loopholes and to avoid raising their ambition. Countries are finding clever ways around having to take real action, like double counting emissions reductions and moving their emissions overseas, and walking back on their promises to increase ambition, or refusing to pay for solutions or loss and damage. This has to stop. What we need is real, drastic emission cuts at the source. But of course, just reducing emissions is not enough. Our greenhouse gas emissions has to stop. To stay below 1.5 degrees, we need to keep the carbon in the ground. Only setting up distant dates and saying things which give the impression of that action is underway will most likely do more harm than good, because the changes required are still nowhere in sight. The politics needed does not exist today, despite what you might hear from world leaders. And I still believe that the biggest danger is not inaction. The real danger is when politicians and CEOs are making it look like real action is happening, when in fact almost nothing is being done apart from clever accounting and creative PR. I have been fortunate enough to be able to travel around the world. And my experience is that the lack of awareness is the same everywhere, not the least amongst those elected to lead us. There is no sense of urgency whatsoever. Our leaders are not behaving as if we were in an emergency. In an emergency, you change your behavior. If there's a child standing in the middle of the road and cars are coming at full speed, you don't look away because it's too uncomfortable. You immediately run out and rescue that child. And without that sense of urgency, how can we, the people, understand that we are facing a real crisis? And if the people are not fully aware of what is going on, then they will not put pressure on the people in power to act. And without pressure from the people, our leaders can get away with basically not doing anything, which is where we are now. And around it goes. In just 3 weeks, we will enter a new decade. A decade that will define our future. Right now, we are desperate for any sign of hope. Well, I'm telling you, there is hope. I have seen it. But it does not come from the governments or corporations. It comes from the people. The people who have been unaware but are now starting to wake up. And once we become aware, we change. People can change. People are ready for change. And that is the hope, because we have democracy. And democracy is happening all the time, not just on election day, but every second and every hour. It is public opinion that runs the free world. In fact, every great change throughout history has come from the people. We do not have to wait. We can start the change right now. We, the people. Thank you.
Bring that chair closer, please. Not a chair. Bring that chair.
Ayan mga kaibigan, nakita nyo yung mensahe ni Greta Thunberg sa UN Climate Summit sa COP25. Napaka ano niya, no? Napaka tindi ng mensahe na kailangan may gawin tayo para hindi tumaas na higit sa 1 degree yung ating temperature, or else sipin nyo na lang ano mangyayari if we desired ng 1 degree, mas mainit, mas maraming bagyo, yung malamig, mas malamig, mas maraming fires, forest fires. Ito na naman, this year, naku po, parang ngayon ko na narinig na nasunog yung Amazon, nasunog yung sa Australia, nasunog yung sa US, sa Indonesia, nasunog. Lahat na lang ng forest nasusunog. Diyos ko, wow. Grabe, di ba? Pero, yung COP25, ano ba nangyari? Ito talaga. Ito nangyari. Ito yung nangyari. Few commitments and a lost opportunity. Ayan. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres offered an unusual blunt assessment of the 25th annual negotiations, formerly known as the Conference of Parties. I am disappointed with the results of COP25, he said on Twitter. The international community lost an important opportunity to show increased ambition on mitigation, adaptation, and finance to tackle the climate crisis. Hindi na climate change, mga kaibigan to eh. Climate crisis. Crisis na, sipin nyo. It's a crisis already. Though there were a general endorsement of finding a way to help poor countries cope with climate disasters, an agreement for funding failed on the question of whether major polluters could be held liable for climate damages in the future. A coalition of small island nations, ito small island, ito yung mga unang lulubog pag nag-sea level rise, no? Said in a statement that it was appalled and dismayed at the scale of what it called inaction and the failure to reach decision to critical issue. So, nangyari mga kaibigan, it's a failure, no? Walang napagkasunduan, usap lang, sabi nga, puro usap. Ano, 99, ano yung Paris Agreement? Ang tagal na nun. Hanggang ngayon, nag-uusap. Ano, may nangyari ba? Sa Europe siguro may nangyari. Tapos, meron ako mamaya, mga kaibigan, sasagutin natin ang pagkatapos ng balitang to. Meron nag-comment sa akin. Ito, kakilala nyo, nag-cosplay to. Sinasabi niya, may comment siya tungkol na sa mga renewable energy sa climate change na yan. Pero meanwhile, ito yung nangyari sa COP25. Panoorin natin mga kaibigan. Ayun, yun yung nangyari mga kaibigan. Ayan, walang nangyari. Walang nangyari sa COP25. Hindi alam kung ano pa yung mangyayari. Kasi wala na pagkasunduan. Di ba? Nakita na naman. Wala. May tatawagan tayo. Try natin tawagan kung paano ba kahalaga itong issue tungkol sa environment. Tingnan natin kung makaka-connect tayo. Ha? I-off muna natin itong mic dito. Tingnan natin kung makaka-connect tayo. Transition tayo. Up. Tingnan natin. Hello, Mike. Test. Hello. Hello, Mike. Hello. Properties. Yan, hello. Tingnan natin kung makaka-connect tayo, mga kaibigan. Pwede natin tawagan si Jello. Hello, pre.
Hello?
Ayan, malakas na. Lumakas ka na.
Ayan. Saan ba tayo ngayon?
Nasa bahay.
Nasaan ako?
Nasa bahay nyo. Ayusin lang natin. Kamusta ka dyan, parang Jello? Ayan, kausap natin si Jello Dayondon ng Jello Vlogs. Kamusta?
Hi guys! Welcome to our show. Ay, show. Sa'yo pala to, pangalan mo sa akin.
Bakit meron pa rin automatic tawa?
Ay, meron ba?
Ano yun? Automatic ba yun?
May sarili akong dito, mga audience. Hindi kasi, papi, kakatapos ko na mag-live kanina. So, nung tumawag ka, ay, nag-chat ka sa akin na pwede ba ako kausapin. Eh, syempre, in-end ko na yung live para sa'yo, papi. Ganun ka ka mahal, papi.
Grabe, may palakpakan pa dyan, ha? So,
May audience. Ay, guys, palapakan natin si David. So, palapakan niyo, David.
Pare Jello, ano yung question natin ngayon? Di ba nag-host ka ng himig para sa kalikasan?
Last December
8.
Anong araw ba?
8.
8, oo.
Anong masasabi mo sa bakit ka nagpunta doon para supportahan yung panawagan para kumilos para sa environment?
Hindi, ganito kasi, papi. Nung una, syempre, nung in-invite mo, akala ko anong event yun. So, nung nalaman ko para sa
Hindi ko
environment.
pala alam kung anong event yun.
Hindi. Di ba nung una sabi mo, Scout ganyan. So, in-expect ko is yung parang normal na event lang, yung parang event lang ng, basta yung K-pop. Tapos, pero nung nalaman ko na environment. So, ayun, gusto kong ma-involve. Alam mo yun, para kahit yun man lang yung ko.
Saan nga yung venue na? Saan yung venue?
Ano?
Saan yung venue?
Sa Dendian Cita, sa second floor, sa food park yun. Diba?
Hanggang ngayon, di kabisado yung Pero pre, ikaw ba may natutunan ka ba dun sa himig para sa kalikasan? May natutunan ka?
Oo naman, papi, may natutunan ako dun.
Anong natutunan mo?
Kasi some people kasi take it lightly na wala yan, yung sunod-sunod sa sa rainforest namin, wala yan. Ano lang yan, parang balita-balita lang. Pero nalaman ko yung mga discussions na about sa kung paano unti-unting namamatay yung kalikasan pala natin na yung para sa hindi lang kasi para sa atin yan, papi, di ba, papi?
Oo,
hindi lang sa atin yan kundi para sa future natin yan Kasi may tumatak sa akin sa utak ko nung may nagsabi na sino ba yung lalaki nakasombrero na yun?
Sino ba yun?
Kamukha mo yun
Ako ba yun? Ano sabi?
Sabi niya, ang lutong, pwede ba magmura dito?
Ano sabi?
Hindi, quote lang to, quote. Kung wala kayong gagawin, anong sasabihin ng mga anak nyo?
Totoo naman, kung wala tayong gagawin, anong sasabihin talaga ng mga anak natin? Diba?
Di ba, Bobby? Parang, tumatak sa isip ko yun. Sabi ko, parang, hindi natin sila masisisi kasi wala naman sila dun sa timeline na to
Oo, tama.
Oo, kasi tayo yung nandito sa timeline na to, tayo yung may pwedeng gawin, tayo yung pwedeng gumalaw, tayo yung pwedeng, basta lahat ng pwede, kaya natin gawin, basta magkatulong-tulong, di ba, Bobby? Kasi, Bobby, yung basura sa labas.
Saan? May basura sa labas nyo?
Hindi. Example, sabihin na natin, sa harap nyo lang, sa harap nyo, sa inyo yan, hindi sa ibang tao.
Sa harap namin, may basura.
Oo. Hindi ako harap nyo. Hindi, mami, di ba? Sa harap lang ng bakod nyo, sa bahay nyo. Simpleng pagwalis mo lang ng mga plastic dyan, simpleng pagpulot mo lang ng mga dyan. Laking tulong yun, papi, kasi sabihin na natin, sige, may isang plastic yan, nag-iisang plastic yan, pumasok yan sa drainage. Tapos yung drainage pala is may kunting kunting butas na nagpapasok ng tubig. Naharangan pa ng plastic na yun na iisang piraso. Ano mangyayari?
Baha.
Oo. Babaha. Sa simpleng plastic lang, papi, isang plastic lang yun. Babahain na yung buong lugar nyo dahil lang sa mga plastic na yun. Naakala natin, naano rin naman yan dun sa
Pero nakakatawa yung mga kagaya na, bawa ko, tulad yung ngayon, black cutics, di ba? Nakahikaw, nagko-cosplay, ikaw, nagki-K-pop, di ba?
Papi, ganito, papi. Kung sino yung sinasabi nilang forma, maarte.
Hindi ba kasi sabihin bala natin paniniwalaan itong mga tao na to na hindi naman mukhang kami paniwala, mukhang mga iba yung pinagkakaabalahan, tapos sasabihin nila, kailangan natin kumilos sa environment, di ba?
Hindi
Hindi, papi. Wala naman sa ano yan. Meron nga, ganito, papi, pinaka-the best example. Sige, ano ko na yung... papi, ano yun na yung religion.
Oh.
Ito kasi best example nito, papi. Tanong ko sa'yo, papi, lahat ba na nagsisimba, hindi makasalanan?
Siyempre lahat naman tayo may kasalanan. Lahat tayo makasalanan.
Pag example, every Sunday ka pupunta ng simbahan, every Sunday ka, no? Ibig sabihin pa nun, image nito, itong image na to, laging nagsisimba to, laging, yun nga, makareliyon. Ibig ba sabihin nun, papaniwalaan na kasi lagi nagsisimba.
Ay, hindi naman lahat kasi gano'n. Hindi lahat na nagsisimba banal.
Di ba, papi?
Mayroon nga mga banal na aso, santong kabayo.
Gets mo yung point ko?
Gets
mo yung point ko? Hindi lahat ng taong nakasuot ng ganito, hindi lahat ng taong nag-makeup.
Walang pakialam.
Lahat na walang pakialam.
Tama.
Na hindi pwedeng gumalaw para sa kalikasan ng libre, ng sa puso lang, ng walang inaantay na.
So kahit doon sa picture mo dito, sa live ko, picture ka kasi dito may sungay ka, mabait ka.
Diba? Mabait ba ako?
Ewan ko yung picture mo, may sungay
Oo, di ba?
Wala kasi akong makita matinong picture
Okay lang yun si Papi. Kasi Papi, kung isipin natin, di ba, hindi lahat ng nakikita natin totoo.
Tama.
Hindi lahat ng nakikita natin online. Kasi napakasimple lang.
Pero yung climate crisis, totoo ba yan? Sabi ng iba, peke daw. Wala daw ganun.
Sabi nila, peke. Di na alam na unti-unti na tayo. Di lang papansin na sobrang init na, iba na yung init ngayon sa panahon, iba na yung init ng umaga pa lang. Dati pa pinaalala ko ng elementary, umaga pa lang pwede pang lumabas sabi ng teacher namin, sige magpa-araw kayo doon para vitamins, di ba? Vitamins yung papi,
Vitamin D.
Ano nakukuha sa side? D o B.
Ngayon, vitamin dugyot na. Init
Ngayon, vitamins
dugyot.
Vitamins sunog
Dugyot ka na nga agad.
Grabe, iba na talaga init ngayon. Umaga pa lang, mararamdaman mo na talaga yung init na akala mo, sinusunog ka na, akala mo, inululuto ko dahan-dahan. Yung maglalagay ka na sunblock, yung sunblock, nagiging mantika
Hindi na nabablock yung sun.
Di ba, pinipirito ka yung sunblock kasi yung sunblock yun, yung nagiging mantika, nagiging butter. Niluluto yung lalo yung mo. So, ngayon, tapos sasabihin nila, peke lang yan, lang yan, pananakot lang yan. Huwag kayong matakot, huwag kayong magpapadala sa ganyan na pananakot. Hindi yan pananakot.
Kasi totoo nangyayari.
Totoo nangyayari yan. Matakot talaga tayo, hindi sa pananakot.
So anong panawagan mo sa mga kapwa mo kabataan?
Ako sa kapwa kong kabataan, like mga nag-age ng 15 to 17, yung mga kaidaran ko.
Ha?
Mami, mga
Di ba 46 ka na?
Sa mga youth, di ba? Sa mga millennials, sige sabihin natin millennials, sa Gen X, or kung sino mang nasa generation natin ngayon, or sa timeline natin ngayon, tayo lang yun may pwedeng gawin Kasi napakasimple lang. Ang simple lang sa pagtatapon ng basura, yun. Kung ayaw mo, di mo kaya mag-donate, di ba? Sabi sa mga organization na gumagawa ng ganun, hindi mo kaya mag-donate ng pera, hindi mo kaya mag-donate ng mga gamit. Sa simpleng pamamaraan lang, like sa paglilinis kasi papi, hindi lang naman ibang tao yung mga pakinabang kung maglilinis ka ng paligid mo. Hindi, sa pamilya nyo rin, di ba kayo din, para hindi kayo mag-asakit, hindi kayo magkalamok. Simpleng lang, paglinis lang din sa labas. As in sa labas, paglabas mo lang ng bakuran niyo, makakita ka na agad. Yan sa may daanan ng tubig.
Maglinis tayo, tapat ko, linis mo.
Hindi, napakano kasi papi.
Parang mali sinabi ko. Tapat ko, linis mo. Ganun ba?
Tapat ko, linis mo. Di ba papi, ganun napaka-basic lang talaga. As in,
yun yung simula. Pero kailangan talaga, bukod doon, magbawas din tayo paggamit ng mga plastic, magdala tayo ng reusable bag pag namamalengke, gumamit tayo ng organic kasi yan yung less ang production ng less ang gamit ng heat.
May nakikita na ako ngayon hindi ako nagbibiro, may nakikita akong straw na gawa siya ng parang kahoy.
Straw na kahoy.
Or yung mga metal straw, yun pwede natin gamitin yun. Magkano lang naman sa sabihin natin, yung isang metal straw, pinakamahal is 50 to 100, di ba, papi? Yung metal straw na yan, lalo na pag may tumbler kayo, pwede yung dalhin sa work yan para hindi na kayo, kasi papi, sa isang buong year, nakakailang straw ka sa tingin mo kung kakain.
Marami yan,
marami.
marami.
Sa labas. Di ba, papi?
Mga more than 100. Yun.
Sa isang metal straw, papi, na ikaw mismo may dala, gano'n, magkano lang yung papi, di ba?
Tama, tama.
Kasi guys, ang straw, yan yung, kung makakita kayo ng videos ng iba dyan sa yung mga pawikan, papi, yung pawikan na napasukan ng straw, yung ilo, pasukan na nakakain ng straw, ang dami namamatay na pawikan talaga dahil sa straw. Straw lang yan, ha? Napakasimpleng ano lang yan.
Kawawa naman yung mga bata, ano, hindi tayo kikilos, yung mga bata naglalaro sa labas, na naririnig sa live, yan. Kawawa sila, baka hindi na sila makalabas.
Oh, lalo pag maingay sila, di talaga sila makakalabas.
Salamat, Arangelo. Thank you sa pagbisita sa ating live, ha?
Anytime, papi, anytime.
Sige, at invite mo sila sa manood ng live stream mo sa kanang YouTube mo, invite mo sila.
Ayun, by the way guys, my name is Carl Angelo or Jello for short. Nag-reveal talaga akong real name ko dito. You can follow me on YouTube and also on Facebook, Jello Dayondon sa Facebook and Jello Vlog sa YouTube. And by the way, nag-livestream din ako minsan sa Facebook ko. Yung voice lang. Ano. So ayun, thank you and thank you kay Papi David na inibig ako dito. And by the way guys, time check muna tayo is 4:47 PM na hapon.
Hapon na. Palabas mo na. Maraming salamat. Ha? Hanggang sa ulitin. Love you too. Sige, ingat.
Sige, invite lang.
Salamat. Bye-bye. Ano?
Guys, kung ano man, paniwalaan nyo lang sarili nyo, paniwalaan nyo kung ano gusto nyo. Basta mag-grow kayo ng tama. Hindi ko sinasabi na grow physically lang. Mag-grow kayo emotionally ng tama and mag-decide kayo kung ano yung sa tingin ng tama. Di ba, Papi, pag nag-decide ka ng tama, meron talaga masasaktan at meron talaga masasaktan. Hindi mo maiwasan talaga. That's a little sacrifice. That's a little sacrifice para dun sa tamang gagawin nyo.
Kailangan natin kumilos kasi maraming masasaktan in the future kung hindi po tayo kikilos at gagawa ng tama.
Oo, Papi. Kasi may little sacrifice lang yung mga, banggitin mo na yung mga businessman dyan na walang mga puso, na gusto lang kumita ng pera, hindi nila alam na
Tapon ng tapon. From saan? Pausok ng pausok.
Tapon. Basta, ayaw mga Papi.
Yan, salamat. Sige, love you.
Sige, Papi. Thank you, Papi. Love you.
At ito yung video nung nakita nyo naman, 10 years na lang. Ito, tingnan natin, 10 years na lang talaga. Ayan, si Jim pala yan. 10 years na lang. Ito.
Habal.
Okay?
Ayan. Lima taas. Ano ba? Kasya, dahan-dahan ka. Kasi kaya ng stool. Mabumaksak na. Okay, let's go. Compress. Kasya. Okay, come on. Okay. In solidarity on the 10 years. 5 kamay, gano'n. 10 years na lang eh. Paalala natin.
Yan, nagbabalik tayo. Komentan ko lang tong comment ni Charlie Berlin doon sa page ko. Sabi niya, how to get 100% clean energy. Yan, there is no such thing. The cleanest producers are atomic power plants. But I think not the best choice for countries on the ring of fire. So, post natin dyan, post natin yung buong comment niya para mabasa rin ninyo, mabasa niyo, makapag-react kayo. At habang iniintay natin, ito muna, pakinggan nyo muna itong kanta ulit ni Jim Paredes noong Himig para sa Kalikasan, Batang-Bata Ka Pa. Hello. Ayan, mga kaibigan. Okay. Balik tayo, no? Siyempre, balik tayo. Balik. No, kung okay yung ano ko, okay yung sound. Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Ayan. Testing ko ba maganda yung output na. Ayan. Alam mo na, puro test to ano natin. Itong palabas natin ngayong araw na to. Hello. Ayan. Okay. So, sagutin natin itong isang message mula kay Charlie Berlin. Ayan. Ito mga kaibigan ang sabi na. Ito. How to get to 100% clean energy. There is no such thing. The cleanest producers are atomic power plants. But I think not the best choice for countries on the ring of fire. Earthquakes and volcanoes. Hydrogen would be a choice for motors. Very clean, very efficient, but risk of explosions. In Stockholm, Sweden, they use human shit to create methane gas, which some city buses use. So, yun. Sabi doon, there is no 100% clean energy. What we are talking about actually is not 100% clean energy, but it's renewable energy. Meaning, it does not damage the earth like fossil fuel, na it damages the earth, it damages the environment, and it emits a high level of carbon dioxide. So when we say renewable energy, like solar power, like hydrogen, these are renewable energy. Hindi siya finite resources. We know na yung solar, mayroon niyang problema tayo sa battery. Paano i-dispose yung battery? So, kailangan mag-research pa rin dyan para maging reusable yung ating batteries. Okay? Nuclear, malinis, pero it has a risk of explosion pa rin mga kaibigan. So, delikado. How is electricity made in the Philippines? I think we have a law called Renewable Energy Bill, and we should shift to renewable energy, but we are still going coal-fired. So, hindi ko alam bakit yung mga ganun. Sa ating mga ng Quezon, may bago naman coal-fired power plant. So, dapat itingin na yan, gumaya ka sa Occidental Mindoro. Yung mga sangguniang bayan dyan, ang ating mga ng Quezon, panawagan sa inyo. So, ito ba sabi niya? For private use, I would suggest solar panels. Oh, very good. But you should also consider the ecological footprint of these devices, which is right. Tama naman. These windmills we have in Europe, concrete needs a lot of electricity to be produced. Akala ko konkreto, ano lang hollow block lang. Mano-mano lang. Dito, hollow block lang, mano-mano lang They also have to be demolished after a while, not easy to recycle. Concrete, pinuhin mo lang, ano na yan, pwede nang gamitin silang bagay. So, the best bet is a bitter pill. So, ano yung bitter pill? Ito yung sinasabi ng bitter pill, mga kaibigan. Okay, ayan daw. The bitter pill is for the Greens to reduce energy consumption. Yun, tama yan. Reduce energy consumption. No, reduce natin. Parang yung ginagawa ni Chairperson Hilary Pangan. Reduce energy consumption by living off-grid sa mga green communes, no? Use landlines, not smartphones, which have to be charged. Consider the production and recycling cost of these batteries. Tama yan. He's absolutely right. Use a fan instead of AC. So, pamay-pay daw, pay tayo. Mahirap nakakalay. Pero tama din. Use daytime instead of lamps. By the way, LED lamps are not good for the eyes. Look 20 years back, how many kids needed eyeglasses, specs. Shop local. Yun, tama yun. Shop local. Look for a job local. So, mas malapit, less ecological footprint, hindi ka mag-travel ng malayo. Tama yan. Instead of imported goods. Not easy. By the way, are household batteries recycled in your country? I don't know. Recycled ba sila? Naku, tinatapon lang to eh. So, yan po. Tama yung kanyang mga sinabi. No? Thank you, Charlie Berlin, for the comment. Maraming salamat. It's bitter truth. Talagang tama yan. Tama yung kanyang sinabi, mga kaibigan. Kailangan natin yan. Na talaga namang let's reduce no? Reduce consumption of things that we are using right now. So, maraming salamat sa lahat ng subaybay. Natatapos na naman ang isang test broadcast of AKSYON Kalikasan TV. So, sabi natin sa test broadcast sa AKSYON Kalikasan TV. Ang dalawa yung ating son kanina. Maraming salamat sa lahat na nanood, nakinig. So, thank you po mga kaibigan. And I hope na matuloy na kami sa baybayan, though medyo na iba yung oras natin. So, starting next week, we will try to go live at around 1:30 p.m. up to 3:30 p.m. Same channel sa Green Philippines, AKSYON Kalikasan. And hopefully, we can also go live at VG8 Radio with this format. Alam ko, dito yung kanilang format kasi may sarili na studio. Pero inaayos nila yan, and we will be back VG8 Radio Studio dyan sa Creative Voices sa Dian Street. Salamat nga pala sa kay Raymar, at kina Sir Pocholo Delian Gonzalez. Congratulations sa napakadaming award, napakadaming citation. Saludo kami sa inyo. Maraming salamat sa mga nanonood. Kung meron po yung mga katanungan, mga nais mo message, shout out. Huwag po kayong mahihiyang magsabi sapagkat sa amin, para sa AKSYON Kalikasan, Brotherhood of the Philippines, kalikasan muna, unahin natin ang environment, at kumilos tayo para sa ating kalikasan ng kaibigan. Hindi po, maraming salamat. Hanggang sa ulitin, ito si inyong Kuya David, Master Pogi, na isasabing isang makalikasang araw sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat sa panonood.
This is not a drill. My name is Greta Thunberg. We are living in the beginning of a mass extinction. Our climate is breaking down. Children like me are giving up their education to protest. But we can still fix this. You can still fix this. To survive, we need to stop burning fossil fuels. But this alone will not be enough. Lots of solutions are talked about. But what about a solution that is right in front of us? I'll let my friend George explain.
There is a magic machine that sucks carbon out of the air, costs very little, and builds itself. It's called a tree. A tree is an example of a natural climate solution. Mangroves, peat bogs, jungles, marshes, seabeds, kelp forests, swamps, coral reefs, they take carbon out of the air and lock it away. Nature is a tool we can use to repair our broken climate. These natural climate solutions could make a massive difference.
Pretty cool, right?
But only if we also leave fossil fuels in the ground.
Here's the crazy part. Right now, we are ignoring them. We spend 1,000 times more on global fossil fuel subsidies than on natural-based solutions.
Natural climate solutions get just 2% of all the money used on tackling climate breakdown.
This is your money. It is your taxes and your savings.
Even more crazy, right now when we need nature the most, we're destroying it faster than ever.
Up to 200 species are going extinct every single day.
Much of the Arctic ice is gone. Most of our wild animals have gone. Much of our soil has gone.
So what should we do?
What should you do?
It's simple. We need to protect, restore, and fund. Protect. Tropical forests are being cut down at the rate of 30 football pitches a minute.
Where nature is doing something vital, we must protect it.
Restore. Much of our planet has been damaged.
But nature can regenerate, and we can help ecosystems bounce back.
Fund.
We need to stop funding things that destroy nature and pay for things that help it.
It is that simple. Protect, restore, fund.
This can happen everywhere. Many people have already begun using natural climate solutions. We need to do it on a massive scale.
You can be part of this.
Vote for people who defend nature.
Share this video. Talk about this.
All around the world, there are amazing movements fighting for nature. Join them.
Everything counts. What you do counts.
Habal sa habal.
Okay?
Ayan. Lima taas. Kasi ba? Kasya, dahan-dahan ka. Kasi kaya ng stool.
Mabumaksak na. Okay.
Okay, let's go. Compress.
Compress. Ayan. Kasya.
Okay, come on. Okay. In solidarity on the 10 years, 5 kamay, gano'n. 10 years na lang eh. Paalala natin.